Alafia families, Ikaro, power is ultimate, Ayeyo, faith that all is well, faith that this video is finding you or you are finding this video in good health and peace of mind and spirit. My name is Baba Khan. I will be your instructor here at the ATRA, also known as the ATRA, African Traditional Religion Association and Academy. We're going to jump straight into it. First, I would like to let people know, thank you for your participation. Today, we're going to be talking about self-mastery, and we're going to be talking about the 16 fundamentals. These are not mandatory fundamentals, so you can find them different in different places. We'll speak about context. But these fundamentals is very key if you want to move forward in Ifa or move forward in the academy in general. Self-mastery is very important when we start talking about these cultures, so we want to start off with you here. Remember that we're coming from Yoruba Asheshe, and there's many different branches. Someone asked to start off, someone asked, is there African-American Ifa? And there's no real such thing, but we find Lukumi, which is more of like the Yorubian, American Yoruba. But there's many different forms, correct? Palo Mayombe, Palo Majumba, Palo Kambisa, Palo Manti, Santeria, Lukumi, Kalmoble, 21 Division. It's a large section of different cultures, different branches. So we'll have to start off by saying that we do not claim to have the ultimate tongue, meaning what we have to say is not the only thing to say. This information is vast, this information is expansive, and it's always growing. And we will speak more about the context, correct? So starting the curriculum. The first things with self-mastery that you need to be asking, who am I? Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing here in the human experience? Why are you going through these things? Why are you feeling this way? Why are you going through the things that you're going through as a human? This needs to be one of the top questions that you're asking. The second question that you're asking is, have I tried to solve these issues or problems that I'm going through before I consulted Ifa? This is very, very big, and I will come back to this. The next thing is training the spirit and the mind. Training is very, very important. Studying, researching, teaching yourself as you're doing here, coming to these academies, coming to these schools is very, very important. In these cultures, we have Ijozin. We don't really have like a church or a place to where we dwell. It is a form of a church. I say Ijozin, but we don't have a place, and that's kind of what they do in the mainstream, in Christianity, in the mainstream religions. You come, you pay your offering, you pay your tithes, and they kind of do the secret work for you. They give you a word, and they send you about your way for the week. And you come back, you might have a Bible study, you might have whatever, but it's not this type of culture. This culture, you have to do the work. I want to make that a pinnacle. If you're not willing to do the work, you might as well cancel now. You might as well turn back the other way now. And this is very, very important. The training, sitting with a trainer, sitting with an elder, sitting with a godparent, a babalawo, a ayanifa, someone who is actually doing the work themselves and can teach you how to begin to do the work is very important, the training. So going back to, have you tried to solve these problems or issues before you consulted Ifa is very big, because a lot of times people go through taboos is because they're trying to rush the experience. See, the thing about asking yourself or evaluating yourself with this question is understanding the ancestors. Now, the ancestors could give you a roadblock. They could give you an obstacle to where you have to veer off left. You have to come through certain experiences. You have to gain certain wisdoms, and then you can rear around and come back to the main issue that's at hand in your life. A lot of times we're evaluating problems or issues, and they're not real conundrums. They're not real issues of life. So you must ask yourself, is this a problem that I cannot solve? And if you cannot solve this problem, or you haven't tried to solve this problem, then you consult Ifa. But until then, you need to try to do the work yourself and solve these problems for yourself. Asher? The dedication in finding tools and ingredients is very, very big. This comes with the training. Okay? Because a lot of this is new to you. Hearing about divination, Obi, the altars and shrines, and et cetera, cola nuts and orisas. A lot of this is a lot of information and it's new to you. So you need to take time with the dedication. Like I said, if you're not willing to do the work, kind of wasting your time here. Finding ingredients. This goes back to asking yourself, did you try to solve it yourself? The ancestors is walking with us and other essences is walking with us. We spoke about orishas being found in certain parts of the body, which we will speak about the body later. You have tools and ingredients with you. Meditation, rituals, chants, prayers. These are tools that you need to be utilizing. If you're not praying and meditating, then I can guarantee you that you're doing a fold of this culture maybe the wrong way. You need to implicate those tools and those ingredients inside of your life. Also, what I mean by finding ingredients. Different tools that we use for sacred items is going to be very hard to find. This is the job of the Babalao. A good Babalao takes a lot of encouragement in being able to find certain tools, ingredients for you to solve your problems. Okay? So finding tools, ingredients, knowing what tools, ingredients are inside of you and outside of you. But before you go to an outer source, no matter what it is, correct? No matter if it's a railroad spike, no matter what it is, inside first. Build the inside. I literally have a tag right here that says, this is just a normal little piece that I have. If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. This is Eckhart Tolle. This is just a random tag that we keep around. And that's the part of it. Doing the work inside, which we will speak about this, okay? Once again, I do not claim to have the ultimate tongue. So what I have to say is not the only thing to say. This brings me to the topic of the context, which we're still speaking about self-mastery, but just understand the context, okay? That everyone is different, every path is different, every experience is different. So what one person went through may not be the blueprint that you need to get through what you're going through. And that's something that we must advise heavily for, and why you must do a level of this work yourself. Once again, in the manifesto, we spoke about our goal here is to create beneficial practitioners, but also to create the best version of yourself and acquire your spiritual footing, getting what your spiritual world and atmosphere will look like, feel like, and what is the goal behind it, okay? So when we start talking about context, I start thinking about a story, that everything is different. And this will bring me to my next point. But we speak about this great story that I like. And it's the story of a father and a son who lives in a village. And they decide, we're going to pack up, we're going to get our horse, we're going to go find the answers of the universe. So they pack up and they leave with one horse. At this point in time, they're both riding on the horse to the first village. When they get to the village, they unpack and they're hearing rumors, they're hearing murmurs. And the father overhears the people of the town saying, why are they both on the same horse? There's no way that the son is his companion. There's no way that the son is his equal. Only a spouse or someone of the equal compatibility is supposed to ride on the horse with you. Why does he has a son? It's blasphemy. And they gossiped and they spread rumors. And the father heard this and he didn't think much of it. He just wrote it down in his mental. He packed up and they continued their journey. So as they continued their journey going to the second town, he remembered this. And he said, you know what? At this time, son, why don't you walk into this next town? You get off the horse and you walk. And as they went into this town, they started hearing rumors and murmurs again from the town folk. Oh, he's a horrible father. Why is he making his son walk? They're on a journey. He has a son walking. Why is the son not riding on the horse? Does he not love his son? Etc., etc., hearing all this gossip of him. The father hears this. He thinks not much of it. He makes his notes. He packs up. He goes to the third town. As he goes to the third town, he said, you know what, son? We're both going to get off the horse. We're going to walk side by side with the horse. We're both going to walk into the town off of the horse. As they did this, they heard gossip and rumors and murmur again. Oh, why they're ignorant? Why aren't they riding on the horse? Now they're all tired, and why aren't they utilizing the horse? Why aren't they utilizing the ability? And he heard this, and eventually he got done in this town. He packed up and he went back home. And the people in the village say, "Hey, did you learn the answers. Did you learn what the universe is about? And he said, I learned many things. And the main thing I learned is everyone does things different. Everyone is bound to their own perspectives and opinions, the way they view things based on the way they do things. I bring this story up to let us know when we're dealing with the cultures that things is going to be different. Things is going to change. Things is going to be slightly different. And we run across this a lot: arguments, beef, and warfare. Hey, you're doing this wrong. In our cultures, in the Cuban cultures, we do it like this. Lukumi cultures, we do it like this. And there's many different branches. Santeria, Camboble, Lukumi, 21 Division, Palo Mayombe, Palo Manti, Palo Kambisa, Palo Bajumba, Ifa Asheshe. You got all of these different branches and groups, and they all are similar, but they all do things a different way, okay? And you get people looking down their nose and pointing their finger at you, saying you're doing something wrong when you come into a public area or atmosphere with these cultures. So I want to remind you in the middle of this self-mastery about the context. Everyone is different. Promotes me to the question: is there a wrong way or a right way? Understand. And I will speak about what Ifa is, but understand this is a guide, correct? This is to get you to become the best version of yourself. We must understand that there is right ways, there is wrong ways, but not in the sense that people talk about. So the prayers, the chants, the offerings, the relationship that you build with your Orisas, these go by a blueprint because it's a certain system or frequency or energy that you need to tap into. Saying those prayers and saying those chants the right way, getting the right tongue with it, the right verbiage, the right language. This is very important to keep intact as far as traditions. But understand that someone can say that you are engaging in a taboo or you're doing something wrong, and it's based on your atmosphere and environment. Hence, what you have in Cuba is not what you have in the motherland. Correct? What you have in Florida is not what you have in California. As far as items, tools, access to elders, access to information, access to certain items, ingredients, and tools. Things will change. They start talking about blood and bloodless. This was individuals who found that they had certain vibrations in plants that was certain sort of similar with blood of certain animals. And this is how the culture started to change between the blood and bloodless. So am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? It's always a conversation. It's always a question that you need to be promoting to your elders, sitting with your Babalao, sitting with your Ayanifa, sitting with your godparents and asking these questions. If you don't know, if you're a practitioner and you don't know, just do the work in front of your godparents. Your godparents will guide you when you step left or step wrong or what needs to be tweaked or changed. Okay? Which brings me to what is Ifa and Yoruba spirituality, okay? And we will have a whole video about these different breakdowns as far as different things I'm hitting on. So specifically, what is Ifa? Because we get asked that a lot. So we need to understand that what is Ifa? What is Yoruba spirituality? What is the goal? What is the agenda? The benefits, or this is a manuscript. This is a guide. This is a blueprint of how to build Ewe Pele, good character. How can I become the best version of myself? How can I learn to react and respond to this universe in the correct manner? One thing that is for sure is that we live in a world, in an atmosphere where there's no guarantees, there's no control, there's no promises, and you have to find an equilibrium to that fact. We always talk about who is Ulimila, which we will speak about later. But who is Ulimila? The divine father, the divine king of wisdom, the divine essence, energy, and deity of wisdom. They say Ulimila had a journal when Obatala and Oludumare was having their conversation, and they was molding and creating you inside of the womb, and they was giving you your Ori. They say Ulimila was sitting there with his wisdom notepad, writing down what you like, writing down what you don't like, writing down how many children you would have, writing down when you would get married. They say it's a birth date that was written and it was a death date that was written. And in that slash is Ifa. In that slash is your Ori. In that slash is your path, your life. Ashe? And we will speak about more of what Ifa is, but we need to understand of how Orumila works. This is when it comes to it is already written. You're living in a world of no guarantees, but The things that you will experience and what you will walk and the path that you will walk has already been written. So this is the importance of coming back to Ifa, building that connection and that bridge with Orunmila. Ashe. So to take a small segue between this, 3 levels to bring or not to bring into Ifa with you as you're finding self-mastery. These 3 levels can be broken down into 3 points. The first point is chaos. This individual, or 3 different point beings. The first being is chaos. This being is going through a chaotic stage in his life. Everything is everywhere. He's dealing with Oya, right? It's a storm going on. Debris is everywhere. Everything is off balance. He is going through one of those crises. He is going through war. He is going through conflict. This person is in so much chaos, he cannot think straight. Ashe? This is when you are going through the major conflicts of life. No matter where you find Ifa, or no matter what conflict you are going through, this is the chaos. What you need to do here is decipher the conundrum. Decipher the problems that is causing the chaos. You need to break it down into 3 components. 3 main components. Break down and decipher these 3 issues. If these issues is alleviated, my livelihood will increase. If I decrease these 3 problems, my livelihood, harmonious state, my ewe pele will increase. These are the 3 main steps you need to focus on. These are the 3 steps of the chaos field that you need to bring to Ifa and start working on. It could be finances. It could be family trauma, PTSD. It could be working on generational curses, what comes along with the family. It could be health, and a large level of other things. Whatever those 3 components of problems that's in your life, that if you figure it out and you fix, that your livelihood and the person you are will become better, that your life will improve. Bring that to Ifa. The second component being I speak about is the undecidables. I call them the undecidables. These are individuals who they go to Islam, they're stuck in Christianity, they got a foot into Buddhism, they got a foot into Ifa, they study a little bit about the Orisas, but not deeply. They talk to their ancestors, but they're not diving into the altars, they're not diving into the shrines, they're not diving into the information of this. They kind of just really don't know, the undecidables. These are the individuals who need to track down the most urgent problem that is happening in their life. This, based on those 3, that chaotic stage, based on those 3, this is the main one that has me off balance. I cannot find an equilibrium because this is happening in my life. This is the most urgent component you need to bring to Ifa and worry about. This way you will balance yourself. Now, these undecidables have a third figure component being. These third figure component beings is a little bit, couple stages above the undecidables. These are procrastinators. These are individuals who know Ifa, who know the ancestors, who know this information, and they know where they need to be. Ifa and the ancestors have been calling them for 3 to 5 years now. They know about meditation. They even maybe have an altar or a station set up in their house where they practice on this so-called juju, or they practice on this so-called mojo that they have, correct? The spiritual world, building their spiritual health. But these individuals are just procrastinators. They're just not making that final leap into Ifa. These individuals need to find the child state, the child mind, the child energy, and bring the child being of their self, the inner child, to Ifa. By this way, you will remember what you loved as a child. You will remember what you liked as a child when you were close to purest being, to God or Olodumare, and you will be able to be who you truly need to be. Ashe? So if you work through these 3 stages and you find out who you are, the chaotic stage, the undecidable stage, or the procrastinator stage. You see, the undecidable stage and the procrastinator stage usually get confused. The undecidable stage, they don't know yet. They're trying to decide of what is true and what is not true. The procrastinator, you know it's true. You see the signs. You see these angelic numbers. You feel this vibration, but you just can't make up your mind. Correct? You're just dragging your feet. You know, though. These 3 stages, if you meditate with these 3 stages and these 3 questions, you will be able to become a better practitioner. Ashe? So, the next stage of self-mastery that I want to talk about is what will breed self-discovery. This is Very, very important. We talk about praying is asking the ancestors, is asking the Orisas, is asking these deities and entities. When you pray, you're speaking, you're asking, you're getting things off your chest and mind. When you meditate, you're listening, you're receiving, you're listening back to the wisdom, you're listening to the wind blow, you're trying to find the signs, not only outward but inward. Okay? So that's very, very important with self-discovery. Next, we have dreams and divination. The dreams. Dreams are very big. So you need to be journaling before you go to sleep, after you go to sleep. How am I feeling? What am I thinking about? The thoughts that you're having. You need to be working on diet. As you start working on diet, now everyone in Ifa is not vegan. Everyone in Ifa is not vegetarian. But if you have a more cleaner diet, you get to remember those dreams more. Scientifically proven. You need to be getting better rest. You need to be sleeping more. So you're dreaming more. So you're listening and trying to see what the ancestors are trying to teach you in that unconscious state. The divination is receiving the answers. The divination, going back to how Orunmila works. Remember, Orunmila had that notepad while you were being created in the womb. So he knows the day you're going to leave. He knows why you dislike carrots. He knows why you have certain traits that you have. So coming back to him through divination, the Akinyan readings through the Obele is how you get the blueprint. Remember I said Ifa, Orunmila is the divine king and deity and father of wisdom. And Ifa is compatible with Orunmila. And is Orunmila. And Ifa is a guide. It's a roadmap back to your Ori. What energy and essence and story was given to you and reasons why you're even here in the first place. So dreams and divination is very big. This is why we have in dream interpreters. So if you have a dream, you need to be journaling this down. You can come to us and we can decipher the dream for you. We can do the divination for you to find out why things are happening, what is truly happening, and how to change this energy or alter this energy or lean into what is good is happening. Ashe? Rituals, plotting, and planning. I threw plotting in there because you need to have a schematic. You need to have a real plot, a plan with this. Planning, I mean a little bit different. We talk about now and beyond. Rituals is very important. Waking up at a certain time, praying, meditating, attending to the altars, giving offerings, taking showers. And in the showers, you're giving affirmations, you're giving mantras. I am great. I am healthy. I am wealthy. Ashe every day. After that, you need to be putting in your time. You need to have a ritual set up with family, friends, finances. If you set up your ritual, your livelihood will increase. You're working on the mind at a certain point in stage. You're working on the body. You're cleaning the body. You're cleaning the house. You're cleaning the altars. You're having the conversations with the friends and family, and you're building on the relationships. This is very important as far as the ritualistic tactics that you need to create and build for yourself. Ashe? Once again, now and beyond. The rituals is for now, keeping you concentrated. And that is very important, not only in the self-discovery and the self-mastery, but in Ifa in general. We spoke about the attrition rate in the manifesto, that we want a low attrition rate. We want a low dropout rate, not only with the academy, but Ifa traditions in general. We want less people to leave these traditions so we can preserve these traditions in the right way. So we want to cancel and decrease the attrition rate. So by you staying focused and concentrated every day with these rituals is how you do that. It's how you become a consistent and constructive and beneficial practitioner, and how you get benefits from Ifa is working and doing the work. Ashe? The now and beyond. The rituals is for now, the day in, the day out. The beyond is for the planning, the plotting, having a system, having a goal, having a key point sets in the path. Once again, there's no guarantees on the path, but you can set up certain things in your plans, in your plotting to access when you get there. Oh, I know I'm going to be ready for initiation in 2 years, so this is what I'm going to do in that process. Having a plan is very, very important. The next is rituals. Not rituals. That was last. Rituals and planning. The next is relationships. Relationship building in Ifa is very, very important to remember, not only for the culture, but self-mastery and self-discovery. Ashe? The relationships is not only having a relationship with your Baba Lao, your Ayanifa, your godparents, and understanding who they are, where they coming from, that they're individuals too, that they're having a human experience too. Where did they come from? Who is their godparents? How did this system start? Having a relationship is how you gain that information. Having a relationship with other elders, other practitioners is very important. Having a relationship with the Orisas. What do they like? What do they not like? What do they spend their time doing? Who is this energy? Why is this energy here? What relationships does this energy have with other Orisas or Aramules? Building a relationship with your ancestors, knowing what they like, what they did in their life, what they stood for. I always tell people, if you have negative, if they was living a negative life, if they was bad as a human, they're going to be bad as an ancestor. And you need to know these things. A lot of people is running into taboos because you're tapping into ancestors who don't want to be tapped into, who don't want to be communicated with, who are still grumpy in the astral world or in the ancestral world, just like they was in the human experience. So that's something to keep in mind. Something very important as far as building a relationship with the ancestors. You also need to be building a relationship with the items, with the tools, with the instruments, with the ingredients. Building a relationship with, you need to understand why the Aroka is the Aroka, why the Arofa is the Arofa. Shay, what is here? What is the masculine energy behind it? What's the feminine energy that is powering it? What is the Opele? What is the Aikinias? What is the story behind these items? You need to build a relationship with the Odus. They say the Odus at a certain point in time was entities and deities of their own. What was the relationship behind the Odus? Relationship building is very, very important. Not only building a community and a culture and environment with other practitioners, but the items, the energy, and just the ideology of the ins and outs is very important as far as relationship building. So if you do these key components, you will work towards self-mastery. Ashe? Once again, you need to be asking, who am I? Who are you? Am I trying to solve these problems without Ifa? Am I putting myself in the right environments? Am I having the right conversations? Am I doing the right things? Am I sacrificing in my normal life the right way? The training. Am I really dedicated to train myself, the mind and spirit, to sit down with elders? This comes with the dedication. Am I really dedicated to this culture, doing the work, putting one foot in front of the other? Finding ingredients. Am I really putting myself in the lane with these conversations to find abilities and attributes with myself and in the outside world, correct? Understanding context, understanding humility, understanding the folds and layers of these cultures. Understanding chaos, undecidable, and procrastinator. Which fold do I fall in? Ashe? And if you ask yourself this question and find that answer, it will be easier to know what you bring to Ifa, to what you need to solve. What is Ifa and what is Yoruba spirituality? How are we building Ewe Pele? What is the guide that I need to be walking or following? What is the path that I need to be walking on in Ifa to become a better person, to build Ewe Pele, correct? Dreams and divination, which will bloom self-discovery, which will ignite self-discovery, understanding who you are, correct? Understanding where you come from, what is in contact with you, what is leading you. The rituals, plans, and relationships is the key final components that you need to keep in mind when it comes to self-mastery. Understanding who you are. Don't follow someone else in these cultures, because we're all someone else different. Some people dealt with drugs and some people different. Some people dealt with prostitution and some people didn't. Some people dealt with family traumas and certain people different. Some people was missing their father. Some people was missing their mother. Certain people was gangbangers. We got to remember that people come to Ifa for all different reasons. Whites, Chinese, Arabic, black, and black as far as Africans in America, Southern Americans. All different folds come to these cultures. So you can't follow anyone else's blueprint. You must understand what your blueprint is for yourself. And that's the only way you will receive self-mastery. And this is how you become a beneficial practitioner in Ifa and have Ifa have benefits and receive benefits from Ifa. Ashe. So self-mastery is very important. It comes with The identity of finding what you already have. And this is like the bridge of me talking about the fundamentals of Ifa. Like I said, this is not mandatory fundamentals. So you might find some other cultures or ilays or branches with different fundamentals. This is 16 fundamentals that can help you in Ifa. But this is not grand written in permanent ink. This is information over the last 10 years that we found that if you follow these fundamentals and you follow that guide of self-mastery, this will make you a better practitioner in Ifa, and Ifa will have more benefits for you as you go through. So as you ask those previous questions about self-mastery and self-discovery, you need to come up with identity, finding what you already have. This comes back to the body. Okay? We talked about ingredients, that you have outer ingredients and inner ingredients. You have outer tools and inner tools. The outer tools, we're talking about, they say we see you a lot in nature, and that's because we're finding the ingredients. We're finding the tools. A good babalawo takes great grand power in being able to find certain tools, ingredients that you need to improve your life. It's something that's part of our duties, it's part of our job. So identifying and finding what you already have inside of you. We spoke about orishas being found in certain parts of the bodies, which we will speak about in later classes. But we must understand the body. We have Oree or Tempele. Oree meaning the body, Tempele meaning temple. You hear us in the 99th dynasty in the tribe of Abu talk about Safi Hekalus. Safi Hekalus is 10-day experiences, 10-day journeys that we put ourselves through to optimize the body, to make the body as optimal as possible as a vehicle, as a house, as a shell for this spiritual power. Okay? So we talk about taking care of the body is very important. Like I say, not everybody in Ifa is vegans and vegetarians, but you find them eating less meat. You find them having an understanding of herbiology. You find them having a level of health always at the forefront of the pinnacle. And it's because you must take care of the body. Aniya is about, how can we speak about this? Aniya is you. It is the body. It is the vehicle. It is the chosen one who is in this experience, the chosen one. We speak about Igbe. So you have the body, Areye, correct? Then you have Okan. Okan is a vibration. It is the energy source. It is the movement of thyself. Okan is the heart. But this is not like emotional heart. This is the beating. The vibration that you can feel, the life essence of you living the human experience in a human body. Okay? This, once again, is the vibration, the pounding, the currency of life that you have. The Okanya, this is what gives you the pinnacle to connect to the information, to connect to the elders, to connect to other practitioners, to understand. Okay? The next you have the Imi. The Imi, it can be described as the pranic body I spoke about. This is the pranic energy. This is the breath force. This is why breath work is so important in our cultures. This is the breath. This is the vibration, or this is the voice. This is the vibration of the third chakra. This is the voice. So, Aree is the body. Correct? Then we have Okanya, which is the heart that drives the body. Then you have the Imi, which is the breath, the life force, the pranic body, the vibration of the voice, which promotes and keeps the body alive, keep the vibration going. Next, we have Ori Obori. Ori is the head. It's the intellectual energy. It's the Ori. It's the mentality. It's who you are. It is the principal icon of the I, correct? It is the I. So, break it down again. We have the body. We see you. We know you here. We know you are in the human experience with us. We see the temple in existence. Okaya, we see and feel you. This is the vibration. I feel you. Then we have the Imi. I hear you. I see that you are existing through the breath. I hear you living. Correct? And the Odi. This is, I understand who you are. Your Ori. I see what path you are on. I see who you truly are. This is the first four. Then you go into the ancestral energy that is given from the ancestral realm, correct? This is the lineage realm. The first one is Ori Ababa. Ori Ababa is the essence and the principle of those first four given through the blood from your father. Ori Aya, Ori Iya, or Ori Yaya is the same way. The placement from the first four given from your mother through the placement of the first one, Re'e. These are the ones who had responsibilities and duties in getting you here in this human form. That was just part of their duty and their job as humans. They made all the possibilities, made all the decisions to make sure you were birthed through the vaginal canal. Ori Baba, Ori Iya. Ori Asheshe is the guide. This is the road. This is the pinnacle essence of why you are here that is connected with that Ori. What will give you the possibility to walk through. Ashe? Next we have Ori Inu. Ori Inu we can break down as Ewepele, good or bad character. It's just character in general. Pele, correct? This is why you are here, what you are here, why you experience why you are here, and what will transition compared to everyone else that is around you that's sharing this experience with you. And this is the next four that's giving from the ancestral realm. The next is giving from the spirit realm, correct? This is when your Igbe, we will have a whole class on Igbe. So bear with me. But Igbe is very important. Igbe Orum, your spiritual, your heavenly mates, or your earthbound mates. These are not exactly blood relatives. These are not ancestors. These don't have to be part of your family. They're part of a spiritual community that you are part of that's here to help guide you based on the traits that you have. Maybe you wet the bed. Maybe you steal things. You're kleptomaniac. Maybe you lie. Maybe you have a temper. Maybe you like war. Maybe you like weapons. These traits that build who you are. Ori Inu, correct, is compatible with Ori Ode, correct? So these four these four, as far as the spiritual, is more of the pinnacle attributes of yourself. So like I say, the first spiritual one is Igbe Orum, those spiritual heavenly mates that's helping you. The next one is the crafter, correct? This is Eowo, and some people believe this is where the name Eowo as an Ifa practitioner comes from. This is the crafter. This is when your talent come into play. This is when your blessings come into play. This is when your power of who you are and what you stand for and who you are as a human in this experience, as a living ancestor, as a living Orisa, who you are and what you stand for. The next we have Ojo, correct? This Ojo is meaning the market. They speak about the heavens being the home and this life being the marketplace. You're here to experience. You're here to speak. You're here to talk. You're here to buy. You're here to sell. You're here to give. You're here to receive. You're here to gossip. You're here to learn. You're here to pick up wisdom. You're here to experience. This is the marketplace. This is a place of experience. This is the place where you need to be getting it right at. So when you go back home, you have fruit. You have items that you need while you are at home and not in the village, not in the marketplace with the rest of us. Ashe? Ojo. Very important. The next after this, people got a couple different names for it, but I will, in layman's terms, explain it to you as Ashe. This is the universal energy. This is that essence, that driving force, that vibration that we speak about but can't see, but we know it's there. And when we speak about the vibration, even all the way at Okan, that vibration, what started that pinnacle? We speak about DMT and the DMT blasts when you're born and when you die. What is that melanin carbon 666 energy? Ashe, the universal energy that we all have in common. These are the 16 fundamentals. If you understand these fundamentals, you will begin to understand Ifa and become a beneficial practitioner. Aree, the body, correct? Understanding the body. Ayanyan, which is not a fundamental, but it's part of the body of who you is. Ayanyan, right? Aree, the body. Okan, the heart, the vibration. Emi, the voice, the breath. Ori Ode, the Ori, the head, the personality, the traits. Ori Baba, and Ori Yaya. These are the placements from your parents, your lineage, your blood, your bloodline. Ori or Asheshe. Ori Asheshe is the guide. This is the path. This is the reason, the vibration that is powering the Ori, that's powering Ashe as well. Ori Inu. Ori Inu is the character, good character, bad character, Ewe Pele, reactions, responses, correct? What builds you to be who you are, coming back in placement with the mentality. The Igbe and Igbe Orun, correct? These are heavenly mates that will help you spiritually through the traits that you have based on those characteristics. Elwo, correct? The Elwo is the crafter. These are the spirits. This is the energy that you have. The Ojo is the marketplace. Why you are here as a human and what you are doing. The Ashe, the universal energy that roams the universe, that we all can tap into, that we all have a relationship with. Ashe. The next and the final one, which I will leave in a moment because I want to take a moment to talk about Olodumare. I want to talk about Olodumare because Olodumare, once you start understanding all of these, you get to the pinnacle of understanding, which Olodumare, the divine creator, the divine energy, the one who made everything possible. Sometimes they call him the big God. Sometimes they call him Bande down in Voodoo, down in Haiti. They call him many different things. They call her many different things. Olodumare, that pure essence that gave us the oxygen, that gave us the sun, that gave us the birds and the bees, that gave us the Okan, who gave us the heart, who gave us the Ori, who gave us the Ashe. It was Olodumare. Olodumare, which we will have a whole video on Olodumare, just like a lot of other things like Igbe, etc. But Olodumare, until we understand who Olodumare is, we're going to have a problem. But this is the essence of Olodumare, trying to get us to understand. This is why he gave us Iremoles. Iremoles is compatible to Orisas, correct? This is why he gave us those energies. This is why Olodumare, she gave us these deities. Ashe, because they have components to them, and you must understand each Orisa. You must understand each Aramoles, the stories, the traits, the characteristics, the relationships they have with each other, and then you will begin to understand life. Then you will really be living Ifa. Then you will really be building Ewepele, self-mastery, correct? So we talk about Ifa and Odemila in fate, destiny and fate. We talked about that we live in a world of no guarantees. We live in a world of no promises. So you have to have some pinnacle that something must be written. And this is where Ifa Odemila comes in with fate and destiny, the sisters, which we will have a bracket about Ifa, fate and destiny as well. I always tell people that fate and destiny is brother and sister. Fate is, well, destiny, Ori, is the river. It's the actual water moving. Destiny. You have no type of control or understanding on what's happening. It's an endless flow. The power of Osun. Correct? No control over it. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's flowing. The destiny, that experience. And then you have fate. Fate is what you can't escape. Destiny can be altered. Destiny can be flexible, bendable. Fate is sturdy. Fate, if destiny is the water in the river, fate is the shores, it's the bank, it's the riverbanks, it's the bottom, the rugged terrain, the atmosphere, the environment that the water is flowing around and through. The fate doesn't change until the destiny has been flowing. Ashe? And like I said, we will talk more about that and I will break that down. But until you understand that in the midst of the principles, Ifa is going to be complicated. We just say that. So the final completion, once you start understanding Olodumare, once you start studying Ifa, and you start understanding these principles and living these principles, then you will get to Ori Okere. Ori Okere is completion. They talk about like the nirvana or the enlightened eightfold path in Buddhism and just reaching a so-called heaven. We believe, just like the Islamic faith believe, that heaven to a degree is available here for us. We can live peace, harmony, abundance, prosperity, protection, strength, all the great traits that we want while we're living here. But we must make ourselves in a velocity that is compatible with the vibration, which is when we receive ori okiri. We have went through the rest of the fundamentals. We have took the steps. Now we will have another video on the 16 truths of Ifa at a later date, but more upcoming date. And this will be able to explain to you individuals what of course the principles and the truths of Ifa is, and we will talk about these things again. So I want individuals to study the self-mastery, work on the self-mastery, work on the fundamentals of the self, understand the body of the self. Study this information, which we will revise and review again. Today is Monday, October. Today is Monday, February 5th. Tomorrow is Tuesday, which we will have Odu study, which we will revise this information quickly, and we will go into Odu study to begin so you can understand the Odu. Okay? Then later on in the week, we will have a live, and we will revise both sets of information again, and we will have a Q&A. It's very important for you to ask your questions. Ask your questions now on Patreon, to journal. Write down your questions as you listen to this video. Write down your questions as you're listening to the Odu study. And then when we have the live, we can revise those questions and answer those questions. The questions is important because maybe it's something that I missed in this hour. Maybe it's something that I forgot in this hour to explain. Maybe I didn't mention something in the Odu study that you just now thought about. Maybe someone else never thought about this. Maybe it never came to someone's consciousness. Maybe the ideology behind someone else was aimed in a certain direction, and you help somebody's ideology get back on track. And in the culture, you just have us grow together and have a conversation openly or privately about these matters. So the questions is very, very important and mandatory for our participation. This is how we know you're participating, and this is how you are able to help other people and allow us to teach other people information that we're just skipping over because we live it day to day. So all of this information is just known and pure to me. I could just kind of how to pull it out my facts and just pull it out my mind and just like have small little keynotes. So it's very important with the questions. So I didn't want to linger too long. I want to give you maybe up to an hour on the first day so you to be able to understand this. Now we do have a lot of information that will be given out. And this is not just based on you being a part of the academy, but you trying to grow into Ifa. So a lot more information and education is being expanded on. We will drop PDFs, a PDF later on today. Every time we drop a class, we're going to try to drop a compatible or aligned content PDF for you just to look over and read if you wanted more content. So we just don't leave you hanging on the edge until next week or the next days that we have class, okay? So all faith that you have learned something over this hour that we have been here, this 50 minutes that we have been here. Like I said, I don't want to be too long-winded. As a lot of you know, I can sit here and teach and talk for days. This is why the notes or just the keynote is important because, like I say, a lot of it we live it. A lot of us live it. So sometimes we just can go on and go on. So faith that you learned something within this hour. If you have questions, once again, very important for you to promote and advertise and push your questions to the forefront so we know how to also aim different curriculums coming later in the week or later in the month. So thank you for your participation. If there's anything that you need help with, I definitely would advise you to email us, KHANIAN 700. That's Kanian 700. DM us. We are more active in our DMs nowadays. Or if you have our ATR chat, definitely promote your questions in there. Or contact me privately if you have access to those contacts. So, like I said, I'm not going to be too long-winded. I'm going to try to figure out better ways to close out for you guys. But hopefully, this information have found you in good health. Faithfully that this information will help you branch out and explore a little bit more with us. For individuals who are ready for the first level of initiation, please contact us who's ready for a Sifa. I always let people know that divination divination before anything is always important. So as you go through this self-mastery and you go through this self-discovery and you go through these fundamentals, you need to be aligning yourself as you're working in this stage, how to get my readings done, how to get my divination done, how to get my more answers on my blueprint or guide, so I know what I'm doing and where I am going. Like I say, one of the main questions you need to be asking yourself is, who am I and why I am here? Then you need to start working on everything else we said. Ashay? So, faith that you're, once again, that this video is finding you in good health and good peace and harmony. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for honoring me. Once again, I do not claim to have the ultimate tongue. Baba Khan loves and respect all cultures or branches of this information. If you're truly trying to build your airway Pele and be a good practitioner and just be a good child of God, no matter what you call that God, we have give all respect, love, and humility to you in your spiritual journey. And once again, why we are here is to make you a better practitioner, to make you the best version of yourself, and to get you your spiritual footing to where you want to go in this spiritual atmosphere. Ashe? So power is ultimate. Families, please stay healthy out there. Please stay concentrated. Please stay faithful. Ashe Bakun.